How's it going, everyone? Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel. It's not even the weekend yet, but we have quite a fair bit of juicy news to go through, so let's get straight to it, beginning with a new MMORPG from ZeniMax's Online Studios, the makers of The Elder Scrolls Online. Is it really an MMO, though? In the June 2019 issue for the official Xbox magazine, ZOS studio lead Matt Fire was interviewed, and he did mention that the studio is indeed working on a new AAA game with a new game engine while expressing commitment to keeping The Elder Scrolls Online supported well into the future. He said not many have picked up on the job applications pre-happening over at the website, so I went to have a look, and true enough, there's tons of openings for all kinds of positions. Naturally, the gaming media websites have picked up this story, but mentioned a new MMO when in fact Matt did not specifically say an MMO. So this makes it pretty interesting. Which IP is this for? If it's an existing one, is it for a Fallout game? Will it be an MMORPG? Will it be a mobile game? Or will it be an entirely new IP? It's all up in the air at this point, but looking closely at what positions are available, there's a couple that seem to suggest this might be a mobile game. So tell me, what are you folks hoping it would be? Let's move on now, and more information has dropped about Black Desert Online's upcoming Underwater Ruins expansion, or at least that's what they are calling it, and it'll be live on the 22nd of May. To access it, players will travel by boat and dive into the ocean to enter the two adventuring locations, which are the Prodi Cave and the Psychria Ruins, where the brand new summonable field boss Psychrit lies in wait, and if you manage to defeat him with your small group, you could acquire the Tungrad Ring, which is the strongest ring in game according to Pearl Abyss. Once the location has been reached, players do not have to swim during combat and exploration. These locales feature brand new enemy types as well that do look wonderfully fishy. EVE Online has announced Invasion, a brand new expansion for the Spaceship Sandbox MMO, which will arrive on the 28th of May, and it'll bring the Triglavian race to the game, a thrilling and formidable new adversary. Expect to face new enemy ships and earn lucrative rewards. Progressing the Triglavian story in EVE Online onward throughout 2019, the Invasion expansion introduces 3 new formidable Triglavian ships in the Tech 2 category at Frigate, Destroyer, and Cruiser class. There will also be additions to the Mutaplasmid system that players can loot from Abyssal Dead Space. This will allow players to modify their existing ship modules to make them more powerful or efficient, but as before, they risk irreversible attribute reduction as well. EVE Online Invasion also brings further iterations to the War Declaration system that will consolidate recent improvements, as well as added content and user experience improvements to the agency, helping players to access varied and exciting content more easily. Now, if you own the base edition of Guild Wars 2's 2 expansions, I bring you good news, Commander. Both the Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire Deluxe Edition upgrades are currently 50% off until May 16th. Important to note here, in case you are a new player, this is not a discount for the base expansion, but for upgrading its tier from base to deluxe, which comes with additional bonus items and perks. For example, if you upgrade the Path of Fire base to deluxe, you'll get another character slot, an identity repair kit, a Sunspear outfit, and access to the VIP area in Amnoon, which has all the crafting stations, the bank, and the auction house all in one tight little area, which has become my favorite place to hang out during downtime to work on things. I highly suggest researching the deluxe benefits on sites like the official wiki to see what you're getting to make sure it's worth it for you. In other Guild Wars 2 news, the World Boss event has been live for a couple of days, but there's been some backlash from players who already feel like the bonus reward chest is, you guessed it, unrewarding. I'll agree with this because I spent quite some time hunting down world bosses myself and got mostly low-tiered crafting materials for a few hours of work. But I also got rare pieces of unidentified gear which sells pretty well, so I don't feel all that bad, although you could farm that more efficiently elsewhere unless there's been some nerf to events like Palawadan that I'm not aware of. If that's the case, well, that sucks. Now for something new and refreshing, here's Destiny's Sword, a newly announced sci-fi strategy MMORPG that wants to do something different by focusing on how players manage their characters' physical and mental health throughout their combat careers. This will be the first MMO to feature a realistic portrayal of mental health issues, highlighting the long-term consequences of conflict. This is interesting as it is for the most part something I haven't seen in our genre, MMORPGs, and while that is a core feature of the gameplay, apart from the screenshots of the combat system and interactions so far that look like early prototypes in addition to something out of XCOM. Nothing has been made of its PvE or PvP, if it will even have those, so there isn't much to say about its core MMORPG components and how playing with others will even work. In truth, it doesn't even look like an MMORPG to begin with, but it's still early days. I will link the Steam page below for you to follow, and an open beta will take place in April 2020. The concept of dealing with mental health as a mechanic in RPGs isn't entirely new. One of my favorite games of all time, The Darkest Dungeon, does this really well in a fantasy setting, and while it's over the top, it still provides memorable and challenging gameplay while tackling the issue. So let's see how this one develops over time. Calling all Neverwinter players. As a quick PSA, to celebrate the release of the Undermountain expansion, all players can claim a free limited time gift pack in the Zen market right now, and it will only be available until the 16th of May. The pack contains a Myconid companion of rare quality, the Undermountaineer in-game title, and the Construct's marked cloak, which is a transmute cloak. And lastly, I'm sorry console players, but this pack is only available for PC players, which is weird. Skywatch companions have come to TERA this week. This is a new companion system that allows you to have some sort of backup on the landscape content, and you'll earn your first cute companion at level 66, which has beneficial abilities such as combat buffs, or automatically using HP and MP potions when you need them. You'll need to look after them too, of course, as they run out of stamina over time, and they need special items to keep them in fighting form, and hopefully these items can be obtained in-game easily. Your companions will be tied to some sort of content as well, all leading to the Gossamer Vault dungeon, where rewards include new gear, upgrade materials, and items to empower your companions. Furthermore, for TERA, beginning this month, the game will be retiring its standalone TERA game launcher, and instead you will have to use the NMAS launcher. And there's no set date on when this transition will happen, so keep your eyes out on official channels. There won't be a need to re-download the game as this transition and the upgrade is simple, I've been told, but no word on how this will impact launching the game from Steam just yet. Legends of Aria will be revamping its Allegiance system, according to a developer blog post. For those that haven't heard of Aria, it's a sandbox MMORPG with all the usual influences from Ultima, RuneScape, and games like that, which launched early access on Steam late last year, and you can watch my impressions of it, video in the card on the top right of the screen, or in the description box below. The Allegiance system lets players commit themselves to a god, and on their behalf take part in faction PvP for rewards. The reason for the revamp is due to lack of player incentives and participation, so the developers are looking at better ways to encourage more activity. And among the changes coming are Allegiance events and reworks to the favor and ranking systems, just to name a few. I still have unfinished business with Aria as I left to let it develop some more in early access, so hopefully we'll get more good news as the year progresses. For anyone that owns a Nintendo Switch, some good news for you. A new Japanese MMORPG is being developed for the Switch alongside being on mobile, PlayStation 4, and possibly even for PC on Steam. And it's called Project Eternal. The game is being developed by Asobimo and release will be sometime this fall. It's currently in closed beta, and the footage you're watching right now is of an early build. You'll notice the mobile UI and buttons, of course, but I hope that changes for the various different platforms. I kinda like the look of it. It has that Final Fantasy XIV vibe, but the animations are kinda stiff. But still impressive for a 3D multi-platform MMORPG. I've seen the white paper for it, so yes, this is indeed coming and confirmed. I just hope it's worth playing with a good JRPG narrative and content. Let's wrap up this news drop with some not-so-MMORPG games, like Funcom's open-world survival game, Conan Exiles. The game is celebrating its first anniversary by having a play-for-free weekend on Steam right now until the 12th of May. Conan Exiles has also released its 6th DLC called Riddle of Steel in conjunction with the anniversary update. And for $7 you can get several unique statues and figurines of good ol' Arnold, as the DLC is a tribute to the 1982 movie. And on top of that, there's 2 new dungeons, several location revamps, and much more. And last but not least, Warframe has some pretty big things coming to the game. If you didn't manage to catch this week's dev stream, here's a very brief summary. A new Disruption Horde game mode is coming with the Jovian Concord update. There are some changes in Nightwave Series 2, some UI quality of life changes, the remastering of Gas City, plus the Wisp signature shotgun, and a ton of other updates, making this stream quite a big one. I'll of course leave links to this and all the other important ones below for your convenience. And that's all I've got for now, folks. If there's a news for a game that you play which I didn't cover here, do share it with the rest of us in the comment section below, and let's keep everyone in the loop. Hit the like button for the love of MMOs, and feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos and get notified on all my latest uploads. You guys are awesome. I so appreciate you being here. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching. Hey folks, thanks so much for watching that video. If you guys want to watch more, you can click the subscribe button at the bottom there, or somewhere over here. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notified on all my latest videos. So I'll see you guys at the next vid. Take care.